Hi, I'm Jesse the Body Ventura. Relax, you're still watching PBS. Now listen, if you're a kid in school today, by the time you get to be my age, you might be working in outer space. You don't believe me? Then you better watch our special right here on PBS.
This program is made possible by the people at ARCO, who believe that education is the key to America's future. The United States Department of Energy, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by annual financial support from viewers like you.
Hello, Mr. Escalante.
How you doing?
Okay. Thank you.
Where have you been? I haven't seen you for a century, Johnny.
I've been busy.
Busy doing nothing.
No, I got other classes, I got work, and I got baseball practice.
Big deal.
Kimo, I don't have enough time for this class and everything else. I'm gonna have to drop it. Kimo, I got practice, all right?
That's right. You really break my heart. You know what?
What?
You are gifted.
Kimo, you say that to every student that walks into this class.
Anyone walks into this room is gifted. This class is a piece of cake. Anybody could do it.
Kimo, I can't do this, okay? I don't understand. This is like you're not listening to me. This is like a foreign language.
That's what you feel. The thing is, you don't want to do it. That's the problem.
No, I can't do it. I don't understand it, Kimo.
That's a lie.
I'm gonna drop the class.
I want you to be a winner. And you must believe in your goals. You know, if you believe in yourself, you're gonna have success, Johnny.
Don't call me Johnny, Kimo. My name's Arturo.
Arturo, you're one of the best. I know you can do it.
Okay, I gotta go, right?
Gonna go. Pick one.
What for?
Pick one. You picked the right one. Yep. You can play baseball. You can play baseball on the moon.
Dear Kimo, I know I'm way overdue on this letter. I've been real busy getting ready for my new job. I know, I really break your heart. I'm sitting in a window seat on the lunar shuttle. We left our moon base this afternoon, and in a few hours we'll be arriving at an asteroid mining facility called A42. I worked there for the past year installing the computer systems. I have 3 days to wrap it up and return to the moon for my next assignment. I've got an amazing view of the Earth right now. It's a long way from East LA. Can you believe it? Arturo Garcia, spaceman. Back in high school, I never would have imagined it in a billion and a trillion years, Chemo. Man, you'd love it up here. It's real cool. Like you always said, it's the future, Johnny. The new frontier.
We're encountering that same kind of tension, the same kind of drama. And the same kind of romance.
Space opens up the door to opportunity for anyone.
It's going to be another frontier town kind of a place.
It's an adventure for the entire world.
There's nothing to breathe, nothing to eat, no water to drink.
There's no atmosphere.
There are 14 days of lunar daylight.
And the 14-day night make it tough to live there.
The temperature ranges from minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit to plus 250 degrees. It gets very cold, it gets very hot.
And there's this intense radiation from the sun.
Solar storms can be very deadly. Lunar dust is bad stuff.
It's very abrasive, and those are razor sharp, like finely ground glass.
So, living in space will be very dangerous.
Maybe if I lose a hydrogen, it'll be more stable. Warning. Sector 3 intrusion. Oh no. Sector 3 intrusion. Exterior airlock door is open. 10 seconds to pressurization.
Right there. You move an inch and it'll be your last.
Oh, come on, Mom. Please, not now. We're not that dirty. No, that tickles.
Now, come on. I'm not kidding.
No, it tickles.
Still. I can't.
Please,
stop. I mean it. You're not coming in here. You got every speck of dust off of those moon suits. Hold still.
Dust removal is very, very important on the moon. Otherwise, you'll be inhaling the stuff.
That will accumulate inside and really cause a problem.
And I'm not talking like house dust. We're talking major amounts of dust.
That'll be a housekeeping problem that doesn't go away.
The shuttle I'm on is fast and comfortable. It used to take 3 days to go from the Earth to the moon. Now, people can get from, let's say, Memphis Spaceport to Delta Moon Base in about 30 hours.
First thing you have to start out with is we're on the Earth, and there's the moon, and you have to get from here to there.
The hardest part about getting to space is getting off the Earth.
You have to think of yourself climbing out of a well that's about 4,000 miles deep. That's what the Earth's gravity is like. So that's why you have these horrendous, huge rockets blasting away kilotons of fuel in order to get just a few tons of payload up into orbit.
It's extremely costly to ship anything to space. $10,000 or $15,000 per pound. Big bucks just to get it there.
When we start to think about how to design a new transportation system, we start with a pretty basic list of questions.
What would it look like?
What size do the spaceships need to be?
How much propellant should you have?
How fast do they need to fly? And
what do I need to make this thing work?
where do we want to go?
The moon is easy because it's so darn close.
We could get to the moon in 3 days.
But if the distance from Earth to the moon is 1 inch, and the distance from Earth to Mars is 17 feet.
It could take as long as a year to actually get from the Earth to Mars. Probably the vehicle won't look a lot like a space shuttle orbiter, but it could look like just about anything.
There's really more to it than just flying these machines. Somebody has to actually design them and build them.
A Delta Clipper takes off vertically and then lands vertically. That means that any state, Indiana, Iowa, Colorado, can become a space state. And would have this capability in place before the turn of the century.
Once you're in space, you'll probably rendezvous with an orbiting space station.
If you take a look at the space station the way we envision it today, it's about as long as a football field.
The space station Freedom will be orbiting the Earth at about 220 to 250 miles. At that altitude above the Earth, it could be a staging point for missions to the moon or possibly missions to Mars.
So we'll use it as a parking spot for going further into the stars.
We need everything in space that we need down here.
The water, the air, the food.
Earth normal gravity, normal atmosphere, shielding from radiation.
Electric power. Energy systems.
Propulsion systems. Habitation systems.
Communication systems.
Space medicine.
There are a lot of problems in getting everything up there.
It no longer makes sense to rely on taking everything with us. We need to learn how to live off the land. We can extract metals from a mining operation on the moon, on Mars, and asteroids. There are tens of thousands of them. There are small asteroids whose orbits actually cross the Earth. Some of them are very easy to get to. The smallest known metallic asteroid contains approximately $10 trillion worth of precious metals.
Picked up a shovel and I walked to the mine. I loaded 16 tons of number 9 coal.
Hey man, will you shut up with that song? I'm trying to work here, you know.
But it is a mining song.
Listen, at least you could try something with some soul, all right? Like this. Hey! Hit me! Good God! Hey! Jump back and kiss myself. You don't get it, huh? Check this out. Working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine. Oh, I'm gonna slip down. Oh, man, you're hopeless. Take me down another 5 meters.
Okay.
Hang on. Hang on.
What do you got?
Nickel.
Nickel? Shoot! This is the third time this week, Nickel! I said we shouldn't dig here.
Hey, man. Well, it's not what we're after, but it's still cool.
I said we should not dig here. But does anybody ever listen to me? No!
Hey, just shut up and take me down another 5.6 meters.
Okay. Working in a coal mine, going on downtown, where all the neon lights are bright.
Yo, right there. Right there.
Come on. Come on, baby needs a new pair of shoes. Come on, let's go.
Great. Gold again.
Quadrant 3, that's what I said. The third quadrant. Not here, there, right over there.
Hey, man, would you shut up about where we should have been? Listen, we're here now. So would you take me down about 5.6 meters, okay?
Right. Every morning at the mine, see him arrive. Stood 6'6", weighed 245. Big John.
Hey, man, listen. Hey,
Big
come on.
bad.
Come on, listen. I mean, check it out. You know the dude in that song died?
You're right. And I'm sorry.
Yes, you are sorry. So can you take me down another 5.67 meters?
Right.
Thank you. Hold it. Cut the machine. We got it, man. We got it.
We got it?
It's so beautiful, man. I mean, it's really beautiful. I got your hydrogen. I got your oxygen. Man, we struck water. We're gonna be rich.
I knew we should dig here. I knew it all along. Didn't I say it?
You get the first shower.
And you get the second.
Water, of course, is one of the first things we need. And asteroids are a tremendous gold mine of water.
But it's all bound up in the dirt.
We can make oxygen right out of the rocks.
And the way you do it is you have to heat it up.
And actually melt it and release oxygen.
Using our chemical engineering experience, mix it the hydrogen and the oxygen to make water. But before that, we have to create an environment where we can be able to live.
We need to design controlled temperature and pressure environment for people to live in.
We need a capsule around us to hold the air around us so we can breathe it. The best way to enclose this is with an inflatable structure that comes folded, just like a balloon. You blow it.
It can rapidly be inflated to a large volume. You need to let your imagination run a little bit wild.
Let's say that this is one of our habitats. If you take this paper clip, which can be one of us, and you put it in here, as you can see, nothing is holding it to the bottom of the habitat. The paper clip does not fall off. So we're creating artificial gravity.
You can't have it spinning around very, very, very quickly. That gets very uncomfortable. But if it's a long enough string, then when you're inside that vehicle, you don't feel that spinning at all.
you'd be living in a hilly environment. You'd be in Earth normal atmosphere. There'd be a lot of vegetation. And there might be a river. You could fly. You don't have to worry about weather. The weather can be whatever you choose to make it. You've got sunlight available 24 hours a day. It should be a very comfortable place to live. So a space colony would be very Earth-like.
If you stayed inside your bedroom for 3 months at a time, can you imagine how incredibly bored you might become? The interior of the environment, it has to be able to change.
You need to design an environment for people to be happy in it and to have fun. Nice, warm, cozy.
The whole environment should have the ability to change color, change your lighting.
We need to have plants. We need to have art.
And there's a lot of engineering involved. There's a lot of architecture involved. Well, anywhere you have people, you need interior designers.
How can we create opportunities for people to engage in business?
It's going to be competitive because everyone's going to want a piece of the action.
My first trip to the moon, there wasn't much there. Just a research complex and a mining facility out in the middle of nowhere. Now there are 3 lunar communities, lots of people, new businesses. Everyone's got a bright idea.
Ms. Ozune?
Right here, Mr. Commissioner.
Contact Galaxy Construction and inform them that we have approved the Lunar Highway project.
Okay.
I've got a little time before we wrap up for the day. What have you got for me?
Well, those hologram faxes from Earth have been stacking up. You know, those unusual proposals you've been putting off for days?
Okay, send them through. Let's see what we got.
Coming up.
Mr. Commissioner, my name is Charmaine. Just Charmaine. I represent New Dimensions Concepts Limited. Now, I want you to hypothesize with me for one moment, okay? You're a mother. No, I don't mean you're a mother. I mean, you're a guy. I mean, I'm a man. A man's man kind of man. That's clear to me. However, hypothesize with me, please. You're a mother. A busy on the job in space kind of mother. So you're out there, you're working in space, you're going, you need your hands free to do whatever it is out there that you want to do out there in space, you know. So what do you do with the kid? Well, I'll tell you what you do. You get one of these. We're calling it the baby bubble. I mean, what else could you call it? A completely safe total life support system, all hooked up to good old mom. I know what you're thinking, I know. You're thinking, what if I have more than one kid? What if I have a bunch of kids? No problem. We call this model the old tote and float. Don't you just love it? Now, if you like that, you're gonna love this. Completely new idea. Everyone knows that microgravity up here makes bones and muscles all soft and flabby. And of course, everyone wants to come to space, but nobody wants to exercise. No one. Well, now you can when you use my own line of exercise wear called bungee undies. Bungee undies lets every move you make work a different part.
I'm an astronaut. I'm also a doctor. But when we think about having humans in space, there are certain changes that occur in the human body. There is no gravity.
You tend to float, and by floating you don't use your muscles and your legs and your arms, so
Exercising, very important.
We have developed exercise devices that work in microgravity.
They do exercise for the whole body.
Take the weightlifter. Well, if we take some barbells up in space, it doesn't weigh anything. So we have to come up with different ways to do that.
Each of them have to exercise a certain amount of hours. When it's up to the crew member, the astronaut, to do it, but they always do it. Exercising is basic for their lives.
Hello, Commissioner. I'm Dr. DeMont Stockton, representing Astrobiogenetics. We mix life forms for convenience and a better tomorrow. Commissioner, everyone on the colony understands the labor involved in greenhouse farming. It's spacesuit on, secure helmet, boots and gloves, then airlock out, trek to the greenhouse, grab some vegetables, then it's trek back to the habitat, airlock in and off with that darn suit again. Very unproductive use of time and energy. Now, our solution involves combining a popular carbohydrate source with a mobile protein source. Our carbohydrate source, the ordinary potato. Our protein source, the common field mouse. Thus, through genetic engineering. Genetic engineering, we combine the two. So you see, Commissioner, mouse plus potato equals a mouse potato. So you see, the mouse potato, if you will, upon reaching maturity, claws its way through the lunar surface, runs madly through the lunar night, and leaps excitedly into handy storage bins, which of course we will develop, we will provide. So, you see, you no longer have to suit up to go and get your food. Your food, in effect, will suit up and come directly to you. The working title for our product is Trottin' Taters.
Being able to figure out how we're going to feed people in space is one of the really interesting, fun things that's going on.
As food scientists, one of our challenges is going to be to design the food system that would be good in zero gravity.
All the foods are tested before they're packaged for space.
They tend to use a lot of spices when they're up there to flavor up the food.
So you have liquid salt and liquid pepper in space. You can imagine what would happen to astronauts if they tried to shake pepper on food.
For lunar bases and Mars bases, they would actually be growing some of their own food.
This is a model of what a greenhouse on the moon would look like. You can grow almost anything you want to. The technology we use is called hydroponics, which has no need for soil at all.
If you have water which is enriched with nutrients, then you can provide the food that's necessary for the plants and vegetables to grow. Hydroponically grown vegetables is one of the ways we're going to solve feeding people in space.
The concept is this: the body of a chicken, but the head of a parrot. So you can talk to it. Hello, how are you? How are you feeling? I wish I were a parrot. Things like that. The wings.
Next, Mr. Hozuni.
Guile Standish, heavy metal for the masses, interstellar division. The idea is,
And me and the band believe we're going to need some sort of governmental support for this. We don't care which government. Perhaps something international or maybe quadripartisan, you know. Anyway, the point is, there's never really been a concert of any kind in zero atmosphere. And me and the boys, we'd like to change all that. Now, the bloody critics will argue that sound cannot be produced when there is no atmosphere. But our theory is that no one has ever really been loud enough to make the sound. And of course, one of the strong points of our band is that we are truly, profoundly loud. Question: if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Answer: yes, if it is a really loud tree.
Elvis has left the building.
In space, we may come up with a total new look. Clothes may be a lot simpler.
But very comfortable clothing that the crew members can wear. We have a jacket, shorts, long pants. When they change clothes, they just would take the pocket with them.
New materials for clothes.
Meet our flammability requirements.
They can certainly be more colorful.
Maybe a flashy purple or a neon green.
I'd like to get pink in there.
If it works, it's beautiful.
How about a new space haircut?
The nebulae bouffant.
The spacesuit is really the world's smallest spacecraft. It has to have everything that a spaceship has. It has to provide oxygen, it has to provide cooling.
Even eating. The astronaut has a food bar inside the suit, and we even have a drink bag in there.
If you take a look at the human body, it's pretty remarkable from the standpoint of the things that move around your arms.
The human being grows about 2 inches because there's no gravity on the spinal column.
But when he's in space and his spine grows, he'll grow into the suit. It weighs about 220, 250 pounds, depending on the size. There's 11 layers next to the astronaut's body.
Gloves are really the most critical part of the spacesuit.
If the astronaut's gloves don't fit, he can't do his job.
Hit cycles. Looking perfect, Anna.
The things we really are focusing on a lot of the times is being able to flex your fingers.
You might have something like this robotic hand.
In some of the new designs, we offer a lot more mobility and flexibility.
For example, I can take this suit and do this, and I don't think you could do that with your normal leg. After you've designed the suit, then you go into the test program.
My job is a systems engineer. What I do, basically, is test the spacesuit.
We've got over 20 engineers that work on the suit.
In some respects, it's artistic.
You need materials people.
Engineering.
You need mechanical people.
A lot of it's just plain common sense.
You know, Brian's little sister is up here working on an emergency unit. The 911 crews are some of the highest paid people in space. Their main job is to protect settlements from being hit by meteorites and space debris. On Earth, these things burn up in the atmosphere. Up here, there is no atmosphere.
Cap, you want to play in next week's game against A40 Emergency Unit? Hey, Cap.
I don't know. Their asteroid or ours?
Theirs.
Okay, count me in. I play fifth base.
Just came in for you, Cap.
All right. Super Mario World 1997. This was a great vintage.
Hey, this is 10 years of college, 2 PhDs, commendations up the wazoo, and he lives for these archaic video games.
It took me a long time to find this sucker.
mess.
Code red, I repeat, code red, all personnel to safe area immediately. Code red, all personnel to safe area immediately. Code red.
911 call from a mining ship. Solar flare knocked out its computer and it dumped a load of cobalt. There's debris everywhere. Oh boy. It looks like a big slab is headed right at us, fast.
Initiate evasive maneuver. Program 7.
There's not enough time, we'll never make it.
Now we are ready.
The flare knocked out the main generator. We're on auxiliary power.
Great, we got 30 tons of debris in our face and we're running on fumes.
Main computer's gone too.
Prepare for a manual link-up.
Link up complete. It's all yours, Cap.
Okay, now we work. You ready to calculate?
Shoot.
It's in the northeast quadrant, 12 degrees, vector 92.
It's coming in at 35,829 miles per hour. We have 1 minute, 22 seconds till impact.
Okay, 360.12 degrees on vector.
1 minute, 13 to impact.
Annie, gimme.
On vector 236. The velocity setting is 22.679. Go.
There it is. We're in range. We have 48 seconds till impact. The debris is picking up speed.
Recalculate, quick.
The new heading is 279.68 on vector 126. Wait. Make that 127.
29 seconds till impact.
The new velocity setting is 36.995.
Fly, baby, fly.
Seconds till impact.
What's my range?
Get within 1 kilometer and you can nail it.
8 kilometers. 7, 6.
Here we go, gang.
5, 4, 3.
Activate lasers. Now.
There it is. That was it. That was supposed to be impact. Nice going, Cat. You too, Einstein.
You did it!
Yes!
Good job, Annie.
Not too bad yourself.
Personnel, that's an all clear. You heard me, all clear.
Hey, Annie. You want to play next week's game against 840?
Their asteroid or ours?
Theirs.
Sounds good. I'll pitch.
Perfect. What a team.
You know, Chemo, I don't think I'll ever really get used to zero gravity. There is no up and there's no down. You have to readjust your thinking and a lot of other things.
Waking up, brushing your teeth, eating breakfast, putting on your clothes.
Going to the bathroom becomes a very big deal when you have no gravity.
All of these things that we do so routinely and take for granted in space, it's a whole new ball game.
We can restrain everything with Velcro.
You have to secure yourself, and you put yourself in a sleeping bag and you pin yourself up against the wall and sleep.
We're responsible for developing the space station laundry. What this does is it uses very little water, very little electrical power.
Water is at a premium, and it's also recycled. So we want to limit the amount of water that's used. There's no drain, and you would have to remove the water with a vacuum source.
We take that dirty water and we process it, remove the impurities from those waters, so that clean water is then given back to the crew. They can go ahead and drink it again, they can shower with it. We go to the bathroom, we use airflow. We have to make sure that the crew member stays strapped down on the seat.
When an astronaut is out there for 7, 8, or maybe 9 hours, they've got to go.
Really, all the astronauts wear is a diaper.
It's very absorbent.
It's got a chemical inside of it.
It's carried away from the body, so it's not uncomfortable to work in.
We call it super slurper.
Anthony Stromboli, Intergalactic Sports Promotions Incorporated. We're both aware, sir, of the tremendous potential of professional sports on the moon. And naturally, the microgravity situation will enable athletes to perform in ways never before thought possible. So, our idea, multinational competition in 1/6 the gravity. We're calling it the Lunar Olympics. I mean, just rip up the record books. Pole vault of 20 feet on Earth, that's where we start the high jump bar up here. Basketball, 3 words, raise the hoop. Javelin, right, try javel launch. Can you imagine the possibilities? At the same time, we all know that what people are really interested in is hard-hitting contact to enhance their enjoyment of any sporting contest. So, we've come up with an event called No Holds Barred. You take the best of hockey, mix in a little wrestling, a touch of roller derby, put the players on jet-propelled air sleds, and you get the picture. We're talking demolition derby with bad intentions. Oh, sure, you're gonna have a few body limbs flying around here and there, but up here in zero gravity, those gaping wounds coagulate in a jiffy. Whoa, no, that's Pop-Off's head. Where's Waldo? Lots of catharsis for everyone. Pay-per-view.
You're out of there.
Why not have sports in space?
Space sports.
Totally change all the rules.
Things that can't be done on Earth at all. You are no longer under the grip of gravity. How would you like to be able to do 10 somersaults?
Just imagine how high you could jump.
You can be airborne for several seconds at a time.
Whole new definition of hang time.
You wouldn't have to be Michael Jordan to slam dunk.
How would you like to try gymnastics in 1/6 gravity?
Zero gravity racquetball.
Football,
Baseball. Basketball. Volleyball.
Boxing,
hockey,
wrestling,
rugby,
Tennis games.
high jumping.
robot races on the moon.
How about ballet?
Space golf.
Mr. Commissioner, Rowdy Udall here for Econo Habitats. Sir, it's come to our attention that space is getting to be an awfully popular travel option. And it's also come across our thinking that a lot more folks would be able to enjoy the great upstairs if it were more, affordable. So what we're proposing is a whole chain of economically priced space hotels. We kind of favor the name Astrotel. You see, the big ticket item on all these fancy places seems to be that artificial gravity thing. But we're planning on leaving our customers in zero gravity and letting them have a whale of a good time at a fraction of the cost. And sure, we know that the artificial gravity, it helps the beds stay put and keeps the water dripping straight down out of the tap. But we feel folks are just missing out on a whole lot of fun just by having all them conveniences. Now, since you don't pay for gravity at our Astrotel chain, things are going to be a mite different. You'll want to wear plugs in the shower to keep that pesky spray from shooting up your nose. And you might wake up in a peculiar position every now and then. And occasionally you might even have to pull Grandma and the kitties down off the ceiling. Just slap a little Velcro on them, though, they'll stay wherever you put them just fine. Heck, it's all part of the fun of an Astrotel vacation. Now, just like at them fancy hotels, you'll still get that 360-degree Earth view. The only difference is at Astrotel, you'll be the one doing the 360. So there you have it, Mr. Commissioner. It'd be a real pleasure to have you and the missus as our first guests at Astrotel. In the meantime, we'll have the light on for you.
Well, can't wait to stay there. That's the last one. Anything else?
No, thank you. Have a good evening.
Thanks. See you tomorrow.
It's just a mobile robot. And that's what a rover is. What robots are good for are doing jobs that are too dangerous or too boring. If you can put a robot out on the surface of the moon instead of a person, then you're not putting a person in danger.
The name is Arthur Lonnie Lane. Go by Lonnie. This thing is called Rocky 4. It has a mobility system with 6 tires, steering mechanisms for the wheels to turn, motors to drive it. Power pack is in the back. We use batteries. We have the computer on board. In the box is our science instrument. Here's a little infrared sensor, television camera, very small, very miniature. There's a homing beacon up here, visible spectrometer, sensing elements on the back side, tilt platform, soil scoop, chipper tool, cleats, and all of that's done for about 15 or 16 pounds.
The surface here is extremely similar to that which we find on Mars, and we're here to test a rover. The way this rover is going to work is that from the Earth, we will tell it where we want to go and what we want to look at.
Teleoperation, it's called, operating something from a remote place.
The real action is in the computers. I write the software that goes inside the robot. Just go out and pretend we're on the moon and do stuff like you would on the moon. The Rattler.
We just split the body in half and put an axis across the middle, so each side can move independently.
All 4 tires are in contact with the ground at all times.
That's real important, because if you get it stuck, there's no going out there to pick it up.
Last summer I was out cutting weeds at cemeteries, and this summer I'm out here designing lunar rovers.
It's like being a kid again, but getting a salary for it.
This is really happening. It's really happening right now. I'd love to see the moon so crowded with people and robots that we have a licensing problem. I'd love to see that.
"15 cubic yards of hydrogen fuel in zero gravity with a payload factor of 7. Piece of cake. Combustion temperature of 98.54 divided by the distance from the sun gives a ratio of 533 to 17. Now with radiation factored in. With radiation factored in. That's it.
What can
Congratulations. You've passed the written portion of your exam. Road test to the right. Don't forget your slip.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. You'd better bone up on your docking regulations.
You know, chemo, man, when you look out on these stars, it's hard to believe that we're the only ones.
I'm the signal detection team leader in NASA's search for extraterrestrial intelligence. I am, as far as I know, the first totally blind physicist in the United States, and perhaps in the world. We think that there is life out there in the universe, and that we can detect it using very sensitive radio equipment.
The way we're going to do this search is we're going to use radio telescopes like this one, and then we're going to search the sky in a very systematic way. We're looking for radio signals that could be transmitted far across the galaxy and be received here on Earth.
It takes about 100,000 years for light to cross the galaxy. And in that case, the message we would get would be 100,000 years old. That is a star. A little faster, that is a sound from a radar right here on the Earth. That is a more complicated star with a couple of beams radiating from it. That is a natural star that's actually spinning so fast that the sounds blur together into that tone. We're looking for the one pattern that says, "Hi there, we're the extraterrestrial guys."
And it's like looking through an enormous cosmic haystack for a very, very tiny golden needle. Is there life out there? I would be so excited if we could detect a signal that could be coming from other civilizations.
Space is the future.
We're pushing off of the planet now.
There's nothing holding us back. It's not like it's physically impossible.
Many of the technologies that exist here have already begun.
We're going to be colonizing the moon in the next 10 to 15 years.
And a few years after that, go to Mars. It's not a dream, it's a reality. We're really planning the trip.
We're going to have lots of people living on the moon. We might have cities there. I think we'll see cities on Mars.
The first Martians might be born there at that time. And the universe is a very big place. Mars is just the beginning.
That same new level of technology that will make Mars a close neighbor of the Earth will give us the capability to venture even farther out.
Don't think that you have to train to be an astronaut in order to be in space 30 years from now.
You name the profession and we will have that profession in space.
We're now sending people to space. Normal people, regular type of people.
Men, women, different backgrounds.
Scientists and engineers.
And artists and poets and writers.
Different races, different creeds, the whole kit and caboodle. Everyone's going up.
People like you and me.
This morning I went over to my new workspace to check things out. My contract is for 2 years with an option to renew. And the pay is pretty good for a math teacher on the moon. It's gonna be cool teaching kids a foreign language. Take care of yourself, Chemo. And thanks for everything. My best wishes always, Arturo Garcia. Hey, P.S. This morning, I had a baseball on the moon.
This is PBS.
This is the poorest class I've had in a long, long time. Don't you realize that mathematics is an important subject?
It's math.
Math. Who needs it?
Like that math, you charge that math.
Roger, copy.
Ganas.
Math. Who needs it? You do. Check it out.